Wanna be in the know? Tune to the show. It's called a new day, now in your zone. Touching the work and career. Ends up in the play zone. Take luck to entertain. Inspire to make you feel at home. And it's all about you. It's all about you. New day. It's a new generation. New day. It's the new day. New day. It's a new day.
Keep watching New Day.
Life's journey, travels all kinds of tracks. One of the important things to learn about life, and I think J.K. Rowling helped a lot of people to come to some understanding of this when she writes that it's about the choices we make. And choices in many ways are strategic because you make a certain choice and other choices just follow on. If you make one big mistake, you just keep making more mistakes probably, but if you're clever enough to realize that it's a big mistake, then you can correct and begin to. So choices are so important in life. For me, one of the good fortunes that I have had, in spite of challenges, very early, I learned that it is important to begin, as Stephen Covey says, with the end in mind. Where do you want to be in the very end? What do you want people who are filing past your cups to think of the life that you have lived? If you can think through that very clearly early in life and then construct a way of living to be true to that, essentially build a compass that helps you navigate towards that desire of how you would like people to see you the day you're lying in that casket, it makes it easier to make choices. Choices will always challenge you, but if you have clear principles, it's easier to make a choice. Some people who introduce me know that my favorite introduction is teacher. I like to be thought of as just a teacher. One of the roles that I am most easily associated with is that of a business angel. A business angel is one who takes aspiring entrepreneurs because of your understanding of the business environment, because of your understanding of how businesses run. You invest in those young aspiring people, provide guidance for them, and exit at a certain point in time. I have been fortunate to play this role with quite a number of businesses, some of which have gone on to be very successful, some of which have failed woefully. But that is a role that I have played over the last 25 years with several companies. Indeed, I wrote a book titled Business Angel as a Missionary. And the reason I wrote that book was that a dear friend of mine, former Director General of the NTA, Ben Murray Bruce, one day said to me, "Why do you hate money?" I said, "What do you mean hate money? Do I look like someone who hates money?" He says, "Look, I can point to all the people you made very rich, but you still live so modestly." And then I said, well, maybe my own business angel is a missionary. And that was the title of the book that I then wrote, in which I took case studies of many of the companies that I have been involved in their founding and how they evolved and what went wrong and what went right and the lessons from those. The bottom line is that I enjoy doing what I do. Careers become frustrating when you do things that you need to do to earn a living. But when you do things that you enjoy doing, life is a party. You're just partying your way through life. It just happens to bring some income along the way. So most of the things I do very passionately because I love to do those things, not because I need an income. I have turned to boardrooms as an opportunity to teach how I think business should be organized. And so I've been active in corporate governance at many levels. In that regard, I've had the good fortune, the privilege of being part of the startup of many companies, some of which are quoted on the stock exchange today, and some of which have become key players in the economy, one of which put Nigeria on the internet, another one of which is the first daily business newspaper in the country, and so on and so forth. Public life, politics, was for me an opportunity to teach people how politics should be played, not a place of cloak and dagger games just to achieve power for self-aggrandizement, because leadership is other-centered behavior, not self-centered behavior. If you're in public life and you're spending most of your time thinking about you should quit. It's not about you, it's about others. In times of difficulty, there's a tendency for people to shift their taste, for example, to what you would call inferior goods. And anybody who's clever enough to organize a set of inferior goods in such a way that more people will shift to them can become enormously successful. You must have a career based on passion for some things. If you don't enjoy what you do, life will be miserable, even if you make all the money in the world. And what's the point in having all the money in the world and feeling miserable? And so I have had a fairly decent run because life has been a party for me, because I have just gone on to do things that I enjoy doing.